Hey all, and welcome back to Knuckles' story in Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and Knuckles. Well, a little bit rude to drop a bomb on us like that, but we are now in the and Knuckles portion of the game, and I know some spirit just comes along and takes the emeralds away from us and makes them what is supposed to be their proper size. I think that's how Sonic the Comic, the UK one, basically explained it. Like, while they were with Sonic, they were basically drained of all their energy and became smaller, but when they were back with Knuckles, the rightful owner of these emeralds, or so he thought at the time, they basically became their true size again.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the lore behind the emerald seems like it changes every 5 minutes, so pretty much just they do what they need to do at whatever moment we need them to do it, so it doesn't really matter.
Personally, I am perfectly fine with how they explained the emeralds getting to Sonic's world in Frontiers.
It's a shame that the emeralds that we're going after now, the super emeralds, basically don't exist anymore. But yeah, no, the Sonic canon, they've got a lot of moving parts and something's probably had to get dropped here and there.
Just don't bash Ian Flynn about it. Like, he doesn't write the fucking games at a core level. I'm pretty sure the directors handle that and he translates.
Just in general, anyone who's hired to write something for an existing series, anything that they want to change or bring back or whatever, they have to get permission from, like, obviously the owner of that to do that,
yes,
given it's going to influence the rest of the series. So sometimes he's probably going to be told no whenever he wants to do something cool, you know?
You know, maybe he shouldn't be writing his own personal fan fiction, you know what I'm saying?
But yeah, you are right, that there is a whole thing of that a lot of people don't understand when it comes to whenever you are creating stories and also the development process for stories in video games, because it is always a mixture of sometimes the story is entirely sort of like the director's vision and the writer has got to meet that. Other times the director more has a general vibe that they want to achieve, and the writer has a lot more free reign in terms of the script that they're creating or the story that they're telling. And it varies. You don't get the same thing for every game.
No.
So you're never going to be able to tell unless, you know, the writers themselves tell you what type of situation they were in. You're never going to know what version of that you're going to get. And then there is the other thing of when it comes to things that appeared in previous games, sometimes there is the situation where that has rights connected with a specific person, Ken Penders,
Yep.
for example. So you then go, well, we can't use that because of this person. It's the same reason why, even though Green Hill gets used a ludicrous amount, the song for Green Hill isn't always the actual Green Hill theme, because they have to pay royalties whenever they use that song.
Yeah.
Because of the agreements that was put in place when that game was created. And so that leads to other complications. So certain characters that you might want to see again might not be able to turn up because of licensing. I mean, it's the whole Geno from Super Mario RPG situation. So you've just got to cut people some slack with these things. They can't do everything that you want to or that they want to.
Oh.
But just let them do what they can and what they want to do, and oftentimes the people who are fans of work that are, you know, talented, usually will create something that is gonna please most fans in the grand scheme of things. There's always gonna be people who piss and moan about every single little bloody thing, but just let people do their thing, and you're likely to get something good out of them.
TLDR, stop booking people who have, like, little to no control over how shit happens. Don't shoot the messenger, essentially.
Yes.
Now, getting back to the case of Dr. Zachary and the other echidnas, did you know that there are 3 villainous white-furred echidnas in the series? Now, I've named one of them. Can you name the other 2, Flame?
Well, I can name one of them, I think, which is Imperator X.
Okay, that's the one from Sonic Chronicles, so what's the other one, Flame?
Well, I know the guy, I just couldn't pronounce his name to save my life, the one from Adventure.
The one from Adventure? I'm not...
Yeah, Decolt's father. He was kind of a dick.
Yeah, he wasn't white-furred though, was he, Flame?
Oh, I didn't hear that part properly, so I don't know. The rest is on you.
No, the one we're referring to is from Archie, Dr. Finitibus, and it's just kind of funny that this happened, like, not once, not twice, but 3 times. You know, there's that one fucking Phineas and Ferb meme about, you know, having multiple quarters and whatnot that I can't remember the correct wording for. Just a little bit weird that this happens and whatnot. Of course, for me, it's always going to be Fleetway. He got fucked up. Dr. Zachary got, like, knocked off the island, and Robotnik had to, like, basically repair him with robotics.
Christ.
This is sort of just a really random thought, but it's very interesting that they decided to make sort of like the villainous echidnas white, considering Knuckles is probably most consistently the most black-coded of the Sonic cast.
Oh, Christ.
Are we really getting into this?
Just a little thought there, but yeah, it's just odd that is the case.
Well, anyway, here is Special Stage 14. There's been enough of them. I wanted to get these right out of the way, that's why I'm doing them all in Mushroom Hill.
God, yeah, there's so many here. I think, like, Mushroom Hill and Marble Garden have the most.
I'm not entirely sure, but I know you, like, I'm pretty sure there are exactly 7 on the nose here, which is why I followed the route that you take to get all of them in one swoop.
Fair enough.
I'll say we haven't actually talked about Blue Sphere despite doing it multiple times now this LP.
Hey, I did it back in the day, okay? If you want to hear my thoughts on that, you can go and watch that playthrough. It's a classic. Please give me ad revenue.
If you say so, but, like, to me, I would say, out of all the classic Sonic special stages, I'm not really huge into any of them. I think my favourites are probably the CD ones, but, you know, Blue Sphere to me just doesn't really do anything.
I like it when it's like this, when it's every so often, because the music is great and I like the gameplay loop. It's not great in Mania when it becomes the basic special stage.
At least they're the optional ones. You don't have to do them to get the good ending like you do here.
Well, I'm talking more about the repetition of it, you know, too much of a good thing and all that. Now Knuckles can be Hyper Knuckles. He's just chugging back monster energy and whatnot.
But maybe that's why we never saw him again. He's decided to go cold turkey after this.
Maybe. Like, you know, one time, I overdose on caffeine and Eggman comes in and steals the Master Emerald.
Shit was wild. Never again. I would say that this colour scheme here at this particular moment in time with the softer greens, this is probably the prettiest of all the not green hills in my eyes.
Oh.
Because, like, they do like their usual checkerboard hill layout. This is one that does it a little bit different. The colours a bit softer, because, like, obviously they've been showcased in the different seasons. And then we lose it and we're back to super saturated grass.
Yeah, for those of you not in the know, if you're new to HFC, Flame is the resident colour theorist, and he likes to talk about this a fair bit. Don't mind him, just tune him out like I do, and eventually the screaming will stop.
I have to say, I think I disagree on that one. I think I prefer regular colour Mushroom Hill. The other one just looks dead Mushroom Hill, which, I mean, I get fits in with your vibes, Flame, but...
yes, I am dead inside.
But I'm not sure I quite agree with you in terms of it being pretty.
So is this the same flying battery, or did Eggman just, like, pull an SA-1 before SA-1? I had another one of these, surprise!
I like to imagine that the robot just thought, fuck it, might as well get some use out of this now Eggman ain't. I wouldn't say this is my favourite song in Sonic & Knuckles, but it's pretty fucking hype.
Well, this, the music, the stage, This, along with Lava Reef, are probably tied for my favourite stages in 3K. What about you, Rich?
Obviously, I can't really comment having never played it, but I think Flying Battery is definitely, I think, one of the songs that has probably stuck with me the most of the various Sonic 3K songs that I have heard over the years. Although I think my preference is always probably going to be for like Sky Sanctuary, purely because that is the one that I've probably played the most because of all of the times it's appeared.
Yeah, true.
They do like using Sky Sanctuary. It's not quite at Green Hill levels yet, but it probably will be soon.
Well, no, the one that's going to come up before Sky Sanctuary will be Chemical Plant, because that's getting up there before Sky Sanctuary does, but Sky Sanctuary will come soon afterwards.
Yeah, it's funny that we're mentioning Green Hill and whatnot, because it's not a regular level in the upcoming Sonic Superstars, but it is a battle mode level, so, they had the restraint, but, they still had to have their fix as well.
At least that time, when it's sort of tucked away, it does. I do get more sympathetic towards it being an earnest thing because they know people will be nostalgic for it, as opposed to let's just use the level again.
Yes.
I don't know. It's just like a little bonus thing when you put it in that context compared to, it just being part of the main story that you have to do no matter what.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to be nostalgic when you use the level like I don't know a week ago.
Yeah, pretty much. That is, like, the cyberspace level picks was probably the only real nostalgia pandering thing in Frontier, so hopefully that out of their system now. Yeah, this boss is hilarious. This guy is called Gapshul. You can just stand here and he'll just keep hitting himself. Stop hitting yourself, stop hitting yourself.
Amazing.
It's kind of funny how it just phases through Knuckles.
Yeah. Well, I'm on 2D plane pics, you don't know what's going on.
Just a silly capsule. He didn't know what. Love that drum breakdown at the end of that. Oh, but I love that drop even more, baby. Let's fucking go!
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm.
The music direction in this game, this was, I think, the first time that they'd explicitly had separate Act 1 and Act 2 themes, and when the Act 2 one kicks in, and it's just a little bit different to how you remember it from the first act, it just, it revitalises you ready for another round of the level. It's great.
Oh yeah. It's things like this which just continue to prove how consistently excellent the music in the Sonic franchise has been, apart from a few notable exceptions. There's that understanding of how to use music to benefit a game and individual levels and progression through those levels, and it's just perfection.
Music is, besides gameplay obviously, the single most important thing for me. Well, two most important things, whatever that word is, but the point I'm trying to make is, you can make or break a game by having a good soundtrack. You can have a really bland game with a great soundtrack, I'll still play it, but if you have a great game with a bland soundtrack, that's just a disappointment, really.
It's the extra layer, it's almost an extra dimension to the game, really, and it's it sticks with you even after you finish playing the game, and that leaves much more of an impression than just I played through it once, it was fun. Granted, we're going to be hearing more of this than the actual stage theme now, but
I appreciate that you took the effort to wait a minute or so before going Hyper Knuckles.
I am intentionally trying to show off at least a bit of each stage theme before I go into Hyper Knuckles, because I do really like this soundtrack. I can say that, on the whole, I've said before that Sonic 3 and Knuckles is, probably the bottom of the list for me in terms of classic Sonic. But that still makes it a bloody good game. Like, don't get me wrong on that one. Don't take it as like I don't like the game, because I do have a lot of appreciation.
Alright, just finishing off this tweet. Flame hates Sonic and Knuckles. He is very mad that there are no water stages in the game. There's no water period. I did think that was a little bit odd, honestly.
No, I want them to make a version of that Sonic 2 mod that just adds water in every level and just apply it to Sonic and Knuckles. It'll be especially funny in Lava Rage.
Oh, very much so, very much so. Jesus Christ. You know, it is funny, like in Sonic 3, I didn't really get a chance to mention this at the time, but I think the only level in that game that does not have water, nice by the way, is Marble Garden, because it has, you know, the mud instead.
It's kind of strange, even the level it's most reminiscent of, like, visually, is Aquatic Ruin from Sonic 2, which was the water level.
Just these little quirks that you tend to pick up and notice over the years.
After many, many years of having nothing better to do.
Oh, bless up, fam. Bless up.
Another boss that I am putting a lot of thought and work into beating.
I know, it looks so difficult, Flame. Like, this is really challenging your exceptional gameplay skills.
Indeed, indeed. Well, do we think the Egg Robo is an AI, or is he just a standard, like, robot following pre-programmed instructions? Because that didn't strike me as a well-thought-out plan.
Although the story could be that he's an AI and Knuckles is a Twitter user. So we gotta wait for this thing to fall down in its own time. I got nothing else.
How do we feel about Hyper Knuckles, by the way, or just Hyper Forms in general? We haven't really got much time to dwell on it, but there's not really much to discuss here. Like, you get, like, after images, you flash a lot more. What else is there to say, really? Why is...
Yeah, it's alright.
It's cool, and this boss looks like a penis. I don't know.
Not sure why Robotnik's here. That really should have been Egg Robo.
I suppose that might have just been too difficult of a sprite to fit in that particular boss.
Maybe. Maybe there's another reason. Who knows? Glitchy Clouds. We'll see you next time for the conclusion of Knuckles' story in Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and Knuckles. Bye-bye.